Thanks, Jay. And Vinny, yeah, all right. We'd love to hear from you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right, here we go. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
This thing starts squealing again. I know it's my mom. Making sure that. Anyway, so I didn't write what I'm going to say right now down, but my mom, man, what a beautiful lady. She, this is her high school graduation picture, and on the front of it, I have the original, but I hadn't thought about this or saw this in a while. But it says, "To Daddy, love Patty." She was her dad was in the service. That's what brought him to SLO, was the Army, and he was deployed, so he was not here for her high school graduation. So she sent this picture, the original of this picture, to him. So, anyways, let's get rolling here. Felicity Patricia Tagliabue-Rorabough. But to those of us who knew and loved her, she was Mom, G-Ma, Grandma Pat, Patrish, Patty, and for me, Patrice or Trish. Hey Mom, I'm wearing some new clothes today. That's an inside joke between me and my sisters. First of all, thank you all very much for being here with our family this morning to celebrate the life of the most special lady in all of our lives, who now has returned home to be with the Lord. Also, thank you very much to Greg for doing my mom's service this morning, especially agreeing to do it at the last minute, like yesterday or the day before. So, thank you to Kurt Reese and his family and team for making this hard time for us as easy as possible. And a heartfelt thank you to Kathy and Kenny and their family and friends, to Manny and everyone that's made the celebration of life happen this afternoon at the Elks. But my mom would often say, along with Kathy's parents, Gail and Mary, she would say that Kathy and Kenny were the greatest couple that she ever knew, and I agree with her. So thank you guys so much. I've been blessed and fortunate enough to have spoken and shared at many special occasions over the years, but many, many times with my mom in the audience, and she was my biggest fan. She was my biggest fan in any endeavor I did in life, but I've never been more honored or proud than to share with you here this morning. I really don't know where to begin. I have so many fond and wonderful memories of my mom. She was not only my mother, she was my confidant, she was my road trip warrior. A side note, my wife Rhonda and ex-wife Barb, whom my mom loved both very much, they were sure good sports over all the years to be okay with me taking my mom on most of our road trips. She was also my best friend. I guess I need to start off saying to Dale, her beloved husband and life partner for 43 years, we are also very sorry for your loss. In spite of her feistiness and quirkiness, thank you for being such a great husband to our mom and loving her with all your heart and understanding her like only that you could. To Dale's two special children, Ricky and Kim Marie, who've come a long way to be here with us today. Mom was very feisty, so thank you for loving her the way that you did. To my Aunt Barbara, her kid sister, sidekick, shopping partner, and the second half of the Tag Sisters. We're sorry for your loss as well. Although the two of you would often get upset with each other, it wouldn't last long, as you loved each other as much as any two siblings ever could. To our cousins, Lori, Tammy, Patty, John, Monica, your Aunt Pat loved you all very much. And to Sharon, Diane, Sniffles, and all my mom's lifetime buddies and friends, we're also sorry to all of you. Regardless of how many miles that you guys were apart from one another, you ladies always had a special friendship and bond with our mom. Dying is every bit a part of life is living, but you're never truly prepared for a loved one to lose a loved one and say goodbye. For me, I just never really came to grips with my mom passing. She was always such a fighter. She was the youngest breast cancer patient ever to have had a radical mastectomy done at Stanford. And although chemo's tough on cancer patients today, with losing their hair and getting sick, it is nothing like what I remember my mom going through with cobalt. They would literally burn the area where their cancer was with radiation, and it would penetrate from her chest all the way through to her back, causing the worst sunburn you could possibly imagine. She would hurt and be sick for days afterwards. Subsequently, she endured many surgeries over the years, including reconstructive surgeries, knee replacement surgery, brain surgery caused from a car accident, and many others. In the past handful of years, she battled congestive heart failure, COPD in her lungs, and failing kidneys. Other than all that, my mom was in pretty good health. But all she had gone through in her life, I really never heard my mom complain. She had been in and out of the hospital over the course of these past few years, and each time, I believe, no one thought she would make it out, including the doctors. But I knew my mom, and I knew she'd make it out, and she did, because again, she was such a fighter. My wife and her sister Shelley would often comment my mom had 9 lives. No, more like 99 lives, they would say. I'm going to miss so many things about her. Meeting her for hamburgers on Thursday evenings at her favorite spot, the Eagles. Driving down their street, seeing her all dressed up, waiting in front of their house to head out to go somewhere with me and Rhonda, such as to church and then to brunch. Preferably brunch at the Eagles. Her second choice for brunch was Laguna Grill. And Ron and I had gone to Laguna Grill last weekend, and when we had shared with all the kids that worked there that my mom had passed, each one of them teared up. I'll miss her being the life of the party at any of our barbecues. Rhonda's brother-in-law Mike mentioned the same very thing when he called to offer his condolences. Heck, who we kidding? My mom was the life of any party she went to attended. I'll miss taking road trips down to San Diego to see Jennifer Doodles and hooking up with my sister Vicky and Manny somewhere cool like Discovery Bay, Monterey, Incline Village, and her favorite, although she only had made it there once, Scottsdale. Manny, thank you so much for being so kind and gracious to our mom. She loved you as one of her own. But most of all, I'm going to miss Christmases spent at her house and how special she made them for all of us. As you look at the slideshow today that my niece Valerie's put together, please notice all the photos of us and my mom over Christmases. This being the first Christmas without my mom, my sister Kimmy, Valerie, Kimmy's boyfriend Ricky did a great job making it special for all of us, as she would have. My mom's love and zest for life was like nobody I've ever met. She always wanted to be on the go and took her camera everywhere she went to capture as many of life's special moments as she could. She certainly had the last laugh as far as that goes, because we have gone through literally thousands of pictures. Thank goodness digital cameras were invented. One of my best buddies and lifelong friends, Kenny, commented the other night while we were planning for today, "There are a lot of people in this world much like you and me, but there is no one in this world like your mom. She was one of a kind." A successful life is not measured by the number of years one lives, but a successful life is measured by how many lives we touch while we are here on this earth. By virtue of all of you here today, and knowing how anyone that knew my mom felt about her, I can honestly say my mother was one of the most successful people I'd ever met. If she liked you, she loved you, and was your greatest ally. And you know where I'm going with this. If she didn't like you, well, let's just say she wanted nothing to do with you. She never spoke out of both sides of her mouth. And she'd get in her digs whenever the opportunity arose. But regardless of who you were, if you were down and out, she'd be the first to want to lend you a hand and help you. Speaking of digs, how about all our quirky, there's that word again, quirky, one-liners and euphemisms. The thing of it is, the Gumps, Color Me Gone, Dumber Than Dirt. I know that's Rick's favorite. My mom thought Rick was so handsome. She knew what a great friend he's been over all these years. Par for the course, No Time for Tears, Meaner Than Cat Shit, Quiet as a Church Mouse, Give It the Old College Try, How Are You Fixed for Spit, Pretend Like You Like Each Other, Pretend Like You're Having a Good Time, Goofier Than a Wooden Watch, We Do the Things We Want to Do, You Look as Good as a Shiny New Penny, He's as square as SpongeBob SquarePants, You Look Like Warmed Over Death or Puke, He's got the personality of a dead toad. He's got as much personality as a clear glass of water. I'm going to hit you over the head with a hammer. Your hair looks like it was combed with an egg beater. If you give up the milk, then he won't have to buy the cow. This one's for Val. Don't go out on those holy jeans, as people are going to think that you're homeless. So she threw them all away. I don't care who goes first, but let's just not make it a tie. I think her favorite, come on, we have places to go, people to meet, and things to do. And my favorite, which she always seemed to reserve for moi, Mr. Klutz. I got a bonus one for my two sisters. Watch crossing the street and don't talk to any strangers. If I can get through it, I'd like to share a couple posts my daughter and niece shared about their Gma the day after she had passed. Whew. Jennifer wrote, after a hard fight, we lost the sweetest, sassiest woman in the entire world. Thank you, Grandma, for showing us what unconditional love and loyalty truly means. For always showing up and always have my back. You held my hand through some of the darkest times and cheered me on through my biggest accomplishments. You lived an amazing life and touched so many people. I promise to carry you with me wherever I go. Now you finally get to dance with Nan in heaven. Rest easy, my sweet girl. I love you so much. And Valerie Val wrote, heaven gained an angel last night. She was so courageous and strong through everything she had been through. She raised me like her own child, and for that I am forever grateful. She could brighten up a room with just a smile and snarky comment. She will be missed but never forgotten. Rest in peace, Gma. I love you. A week after my mom had passed, my sisters and I were having a tough day, and I had sent them this text. Good morning, ladies. I sure miss Mom, too. Sometimes so much it hurts. One of the many things I'll miss is her all dressed up, standing in front of their house, waiting for me and Rhonda to pick her up to head out to go someplace. Mom's quality of life has waned these past few years, but she was hanging in there for the three of us. Vic, for you to embrace your life with Manny, but making it back to your roots on a regular basis. And Kimmy, for you to truly live clean and sober, where you could start finally having all the great things God had intended for your life. And for me to put myself in a position financially to get over the crash and my mistakes from the past, so I could have even a better life financially than I once did. Even though it's a daily grind, I believe Mom felt we were all now there so she could go home to be with the Lord and Nana Tag. The two of you are the best sisters a man could ever have. Hope and pray for. I love you both very much. Godspeed. Tay, Jen, and Val, for you, Gma thought you three were perfect. You were a pride and joy, so no comments needed. Another side note, I always was my mom's favorite until Taylor came along. God gave us the power to think, to love, to create, to imagine, to plan. But the greatest power He's given us, ladies and gentlemen, is the power to choose. When it came to the choices my mom made in her life, they were sincere, forthright, and always with her family and friends' best interest in mind. Please choose to remember my mom with a smile on your face and laughter in your heart. That's how she wanted to be remembered. A poem and a prayer, and I'll say goodbye. Yesterday's endings are seeds for today's beginnings. Endings are seeds to beginnings. Tomorrow will come in time. But even in hopelessness lies the seed of hope, and even a small seed can climb. But the little seed has to give up its past on its voyage to the sprouting tree. Didn't you ever transcend in your life previous visions of who you could be? Every cloud opens up to the smiling sun, and the low will soon reach high tide. Exits and entrances are at the same gate. Moving through is your ticket to pride. Two triangles have to surrender themselves to ever become a square. And every simple discovery in life makes you give up what you thought was there. Caterpillars will butterfly off the ground. Give up your past to be king. Horses run best when not looking back. Let go to reach higher things. Yes, you have to give up your comforts to ever soar and flight. But isn't the beginning of something that's wrong the beginning of something that's right? So you stand at the spot where endings begin, handcuffed by the past or free. One path will take you to where you've been, the other one will set you free. Pick up yourself like the rising sun, like the wind lifting the silent sea. Find a hope in your heart like a seedling in spring and step forward to your new destiny. Will you pray with me? Dear Lord, thank you so much for our mother and the time that we got to spend with her here on this earth. Thank you for the greatest lady to have her touched and graced our lives. In your words, John 14:6, Jesus states, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. I know you wrestled with our mom like the rest of us, but I know my mom loved you and believed in this verse. So we have faith in knowing that she's in heaven with you, and our hopes and prayers are that we will one day make it to heaven ourselves, so to be with her again. Dear Lord, please bless and keep all my family and friends. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen. Amen. From the words of my daughter, rest easy, my sweet girl. I love you so much. Bye, Mom.